Do you know what everybody hates? Lies. Apart from the fitness industry, they love it. So you've seen the title, so we're just going to get into it, because number 10 is apparently you can magically change your carbs. Now this comes from this article that I was reading the other day that said if you're having some pasta or some rice, you should let it cool down, because when you have colder food, it goes lower on the GI index. This is one of the most silly-billy things I've ever read in my life. Now, it is true, things that are lower on the GI index are going to be better for you if you are trying to lose weight and keep you full for longer. But my word, this is like the kind of people that say, oh man, you shouldn't eat white rice, you should eat brown rice, because white rice is higher on the GI index. Now, once again, in terms of statistics, that is true, but unless you're just eating white rice out of a bowl, if you've got some chicken and you've got some broccoli and you've got some vegetables, guess what happens when it becomes one concoction? That's right, it pushes it down the GI index. Mostly though, if you are trying to lose weight and you are trying to lose fat and you are trying to get in shape, don't worry about these ridiculous terms. Just keep it simple. I mean, it's hard enough, right? Without all of a sudden science going, oh, hello there, Dave. I'm here to screw you over. You know what's healthy, you know what's not healthy, you're already pushing it, you're already smashing it. Don't get bogged down in all this nonsense. Number 9, you have a broken metabolism. No, you don't. Because even if you do have a metabolism that makes it harder for you to lose weight, very sadly, you're just gonna have to go shrug emoji and accept it. That's your lot, life ain't fair. What most people do though, especially when you get these TikTok doctors go, hey, I'm a metabolism specialist, all of a sudden you decide, well, it's not the amount of food I'm eating, it's because my metabolism is broken and I need to fix it like it's my car. Once again, no. You've just got to accept it. You've just got to accept your lot. You do not have as good a metabolism as our friend Dave, who I've brought back into the conversation, which just means you're going to have to take your calories down even further than they already are. And again, I know that's not easy and I know it's no fun, but if you have chosen to try and lose some weight, a fact is a fact and they are the facts. And of course, you're always going to meet some kind of individual that can just stick a pizza up their ass, t-shirts available now for some reason, and they can still look like they've got Superman abs of steel. There ain't nothing you can do about it. So if the scales aren't going down, you're looking in the mirror and you're realizing you're not losing weight, just cut out a bit more food here and there. Don't go crazy, take your time, remember it's a marathon, not a sprint, but that's the truth. Number 8, there's no way you can lose weight without this. And this can be anything. It's usually some kind of a supplement, but once again, you go on social media and you get someone called like Brian popping up, and Brian's all like, oh hi, are you struggling to lose weight? Well, it's because you need to take Super Lean 9000. And in fact, Super Lean 9000 has a very special magical drug that was researched by people in Harvard. No, it wasn't. And without this thing in your tum-tum, nothing is gonna work. BS. Even if you just stuck to food and you didn't worry about increasing your protein, you didn't worry about any kind of a supplement, not even an omega-3 pill, eventually you're still going to lose weight if you're doing it the right way. And come on, this one stands to reason. You're being lied to by the fitness industry because they want you to feed it money. And look, I got no qualms with that. That's every single industry on the planet. But you don't want to get ripped off. Don't let them do it. Number 7, without a struggle, you won't see results. Now, we're actually going to talk about the opposite to this later, but man, can I not stand it where this is what you're told on day 1. You shouldn't be being told, oh my God, it's going to be so hard. People should be encouraging you, and people should be trying to light a fire under your bum. Because of course there is going to be some work that you have to put in, and again, we should talk about that later in the video, but struggle is such a terrible word, because I'm going to surprise you here. You can't go to the gym and do cardio and eat good food and actually enjoy it. And do you know how I know this? Because it happened to me. Some days are going to suck too, because that's just always the way, but if anybody is trying to put a guilt trip on you and tell you have to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, I would just say, no thank you, and I would walk away. It's just some ploy, again, to get more money. Ignore it. Number 6, cardio is for losers. So this is a new one that's popped up everywhere, and it totally baffles me, because you will get people that act like experts telling you, don't worry about cardio, just focus on your diet. Now, yes, if you do want to lose weight, as we've already talked about in this video, focusing on food is going to be the thing you need to prioritize. But why wouldn't you do cardio as well? 1, you're going to be burning more calories, so that's going to help you on this fitness journey. But also 2, it's really good for your heart, and it's really good for your cardiovascular health. So right now, if I said to you, oh my gosh, I've got this magic thing you can do that could extend your life by 10 years, some studies have reported this, would you go, nah man, I don't want to use that? No, you'd be like, stick it into my brains, and that's right, it's cardio. It doesn't matter if it's a rower, it doesn't matter if it's a treadmill, it doesn't matter if you just go for a walk at lunchtime. All of this counts. You could roll around on the floor for all I flubbing care, but if you read an article like this that's telling you not to do things, Kick it away. Number 5, weight training is better cardio than cardio. I mean, that is like saying holding in your piss is better than going for a piss. No, it's not. Now, of course, you are still active and you still are using calories when you do weight training, but I just feel like this is yet more information that gets people all confused. So just keep it simple once again. If you are trying to build muscle or you have time to go to the gymnasium and you want to activate your muscles, then you can bring in a weight training session. However, if you only have time to do one, you're like, man, I really would like to lose some body fat right now, and I'd like to lose some weight, then yes, that's when you should do cardio. Because in no world are you going to burn more calories doing weight training as compared to cardiovascular activity. But also, let's bring cardio in there too. Don't trust the numbers on these damn machines, just use that as a barometer. So if one day you burn 200 calories and the next day you burn 210 calories, don't think you've burnt 10 calories more, just know that you have burned more in general. Do you think they know what they're talking about? Of course they don't. I just see so many people sacking off cardio because they believe this lie. I mean, lie probably isn't the proper word, but once again, compartmentalize, people. It's good for your head. Number 4, nuts are calorie-free. I mean, who came up with this one? Now, I'm not 100% sure how many people actually believe this, but a good friend of mine is on a diet right now, and he told me, oh man, this diet is really simple because all I've done is got rid of junk food and I'm eating a bunch of peanuts. And I was like, how many peanuts are you eating? And he said 3 or 4 bags because they're really low in calories. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but no, they're not. I mean, nuts are good for you in the sense that if you are eating cheeseburgers all the time and you switch to nuts, that's probably a better alternative, but they are super high in calories, and while their fat content is good, healthy fats, it's still right up there. So if you are eating nuts like there's no tomorrow, have a guess what's going to happen. That's right, you ain't going to lose weight at all because you're still overeating. It's one of these weird fitness industry myths that has popped over after the last few years, so now I'm here to poo-poo it. Like, you should have a handful of nuts. That's okay, but you shouldn't be eating them like they're going out of fashion. If only the dieting and fitness world worked that way, life would be so much better. Number 3, being super lean means being super healthy. Absolutely not. That's a lie. And this mostly comes from those Instagrammers, and look, they've totally smashed it and they are doing a great job. But we have now all bought into this idea that if you do see someone who's at 7% body fat, you're like, unless I get there, I haven't achieved any of my goals, and I may as well go stick my head in a vat of chocolate. What they do not tell you, although admittedly some do, is that if you get down to that low body fat, you are going to feel terrible. You're not going to be sleeping, your emotions are going to be all over the place, and ultimately, in terms of a 365-day life, it's not sustainable. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try and do this. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try and get there if you want to, as long as you're safe and healthy about it. But there ain't no way you're getting down to that kind of percent body fat and being able to live a normal life. And look, it could suck to be you too. Some people get to 9% and they don't feel good. Some people get to 10% and they don't feel good. And there's an alternative too. Some people can walk around at 6.2% and they're having the time of their lives. But this is the exception and not the rule. Healthy means going to the gym, having a decent physique and feeling good and getting your blood work done and a doctor going, hey man, you're in great shape. Keep on doing what you're doing. Number 2, it doesn't take any effort. Man, this one kills me. Because it's a brand new thing that a lot of PTs are trying to tell you, because once again, they want your money. Well, they can go, listen, I've come up with this amazing plan where you don't have to put any effort in, and you're still gonna get the body of your dreams. Well, here comes the truth again. No, you ain't. I mean, you tell me one thing in life that you actually want that doesn't require a little bit of effort on your behalf. Doesn't exist. I mean, even if you want to go to the shop to buy a bunch of crisps or chips from my American friends, you still have to get your ass off the couch and walk there or take a car. But again, it's still effort, so do not kid yourself and pretend that there aren't going to be some hardships along the way. Of course they are. In a dream world, we'd all be eating pizzas and cakes and nachos the entire time and looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But because that isn't the way, and it isn't the truth, and it is a bunch of jabroni, just know that yes, sometimes it is gonna suck. Not all the time, just sometimes. And that does tie back into number 7, because this is the other side of all of this. This is the problem with the fitness industry. We just go to the extremes all the time. We gotta stop it. Number 1, you can definitely look like this guy. Once again, no you can't, unless you're that guy. So let's take Ryan Gosling in the latest Barbie movie for no reason whatsoever, but he does have a very low body fat. If any personal trainer says, hey man, I can make sure you look like Ryan Gosling, and you're not Ryan Gosling, then this person has just told you a massive lie. The last thing you want to do is get bogged down with this kind of stuff. Now, there's no problem with being inspired or motivated by somebody else's physique, but because you are a separate individual, your metabolism is going to be different, your chemical makeup is going to be different, your muscles are going to be different. You do not know how your body is going to respond to food or training, and you just have to do trial and error. mirror. But you can still get in great shape, I tell you. Even if you get a teeny bit of muscle mass, or you get down to like sub 50% body fat, the general public will look at you and go, wow, he looks great. The problem when you are chasing a specific body, like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, is that because you never actually get to where you want to go, you feel like you're a massive failure. Whereas when you actually look in the mirror, you've got abs and steel and the wonderful bicep vein. So please, for the love of everything, remember, you're only in competition with yourself. Are you performing better than you were last week? Are you performing better than you were last year? Make sure you write all of these down in your notes on your phone, or actually scribble it down on a piece of paper, and then you'll actually have facts. Can't you argue with facts? Well, the internet does, but screw the internet, what does that know? So look, if you do have any other fitness lies that you think we need to poo-poo, please drop them in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the bell ding ding. And look, there's another video on the screen. It's a list video. Give it a click. You can also go to GorillaMind.com/Simon. Use code Simon to get 10% off. These are supplements I use. Do you need them? No. But do I think they'll help you a little bit? Yes. That's why I'm happy to be affiliated with them and why I take them too. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, X, I don't know, at Simon316. Patreon.com/Simon316. I have merchandise, Samson Athletics, and pro wrestling tees. I'd love for you to buy a t-shirt. On Cameo, just search for Simon Miller for all your shout-out needs. But mostly, go into the gym today. Enjoy it as much as you can. Today is never going to come around again, so why should you make yourself suffer? You shouldn't. We've talked about it. Take care. Goodbye.